by, crouched on the wires, peering in the back sliding glass door. And you know, the squirrel stayed there for a while, and then for a second I was like, is the squirrel petrified? 2017. So is the squirrel petrifying? And I was like, maybe it's a fake squirrel, but then he started to move. Anyway, it seemed like he scampered off. Then I went down again, like towards the kitchen, and checked. The squirrel was back. I also noticed a little tiny mouse on the little water drain pipe that was running alongside on the patio against the house next door to Unit T, or house number T. It's an unusual setup, so it's like, I call them townhomes, but you know, on one side they're kind of Tetris-y, on another, like it's hard to tell if they're, some are clearly townhomes with 4 stories, some look like apartments, so it's hard to tell, but they go from A to Z, I guess, little alphabet city. Helicopter sort of suspended over here by 2400 Chestnut, which that building there is 2400 Chestnut Street. So I don't know what's going on over the Schuylkill River, or typically if it's further west it would be looking out over I-76. And a lot of people at Rosie's Taco Bar, which is actually, this building is like, I think it's called Roosevelt's or something, so anyway, but they just call it Rosie's Taco Bar. And it's Tuesday, so I don't know what's going on today, although a lot of students might have returned to the city for, say, University of Pennsylvania or other schools and programs. So I guess get the party started again. The new academic year has returned. Yeah, the summer is bittersweet. It gets hot, but it can be quieter because a lot of students leave, and regular schools, like public schools, are closed, of course. And then all of a sudden, right before Labor Day, everything kicks up again. It can get louder, a lot more people, and so forth and so on. We're told to come out to expose people. How's the weather in your area? There's some sort of little, like an incident, or I don't know what's going on over on Chestnut Street Bridge-ish. So I see a crane also, so I'm not really sure if it's more like contractor. I can't tell if it's emergency vehicles or... I guess we'll walk over. My plan was to do the Chestnut Street Bridge, so... And this is, you know, somewhere between 5 and 6-ish, so... Usual rush hour backup on 76 here in Philadelphia. On the west side of Philly is I-76. Of course, the Constitution was ratified, signed, written, debated, blah, 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 in 1776. So we also have the 76ers, the basketball team. So I'm wondering if they needed 76 to be created as a history-ish reference for the area. Because in Florida, I became familiar with I-75 for two reasons. My mom and aunt moved to Gainesville, Florida from Jacksonville, and often I-75 was an option. And my dad and his second wife of many years lived in Bradenton, Florida, as well as my stepsister and so forth and so on. And I-76 is a common interstate to hop on to go up and down the West Coast. So anyway, they have I-75, we have I-76. I'm told to hang out here for a second. Anyway, so I-75 I used quite a few times for various reasons, and a memorable time was way back. You know, real quick story. I visited my dad and stepfamily-ish in Bradenton in 2003-ish. I forget the exact year. It was for a surprise birthday party for my dad that my stepfamily had orchestrated or arranged or whatever you call it, organized. And for some reason on the drive back, like my mom happened to live in Jacksonville with my aunt at the time, and on the drive back towards my mom's, because the idea was I would fly in, stay with my mom for like a night or two, get a rental car to drive down to my dad's, stay overnight after the surprise birthday party, and then drive back to my mom, stay another night, and then fly back to Philadelphia. And anyway, when I left Bradenton to drive back to Jacksonville, I'm not sure what happened, but I wound up with a major migraine. We are talking the worst migraine I've ever had in my entire life. It was raining, like very torrential downpour, heavy rains. We're talking monsoon. People were pulling off the road, and I was like, should I pull